Hello and welcome to another video. It's Ultimate19 or Ultimate Gamer 19,000, and here today I'm here to explain to you all the Warlock in D&D 5e. Now, the Warlock is a class known for a couple things. First of all, it's known for the legendary cantrip Eldritch Blast. This is the most powerful cantrip in the game, and only Warlocks get it. And also, Warlocks are allowed to build upon it, making it even more and more busted. But aside from that, the Warlocks are known for having a maximum 4 spell slots, and at minimum 1 spell slot, which limits the Warlocks the amount of spell casting they can do. But surprisingly, Warlocks are still one of the more powerful classes in D&D 5e, even though their main source of damage comes from a cantrip. But also, Warlocks are known for being some of the most flavorful classes. As a Warlock, your patron matters for roleplay purposes and for subclass purposes. So I find a lot of players kind of don't want to play a Warlock because they're worried about their patron. Because I remember the first time my players playing a Warlock, I told them if they pick the Fiend, they will be selling their soul to a demon, and they're fine with that. But then I see some players get mad at the fact that their patron's evil and makes them do evil things, when I told them that if you pick an evil patron, it will be evil. So usually I I usually tell players whether their patron will be evil or good before they pick their patron, because if not, I feel like a lot of players get mad, and I just want to be upfront and honest about them that if you pick an evil patron, you probably will have to deal with an evil god. But that's for subclasses. Right, today we're focusing on the main class. So let's get right into it. They have a D8 hit dice. We place them in the middle of hit dice. So pretty good for a spellcaster. Pretty solid. They get proficiencies in light armor, simple weapons, and have saving throws and wisdom and charisma. Decent, saving throws. And they can pick from Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, or Religion for their skills. I think Deception and Intimidation are the two you're going to be using, because your spellcasting modifier is Charisma. So yeah, at first level, you get your Otherworldly Patron. This is basically just your subclass, and Warlock is known for having some of the most powerful subclasses, but then some utterly garbage subclasses. So the Warlock really is a mixed bag of how good a subclass can be. But at first level, we get Pact Magic. Your arcane research of magic proposed upon you by your patron is giving you facilities for spells. Cantrip, you get to pick 2 cantrips from the Warlock spell list. Now for spell slots basically scale very weirdly. With the Warlock, you do only get 4 level spell slots, but at every level you learn a new level spell, all of your previous spell slots switch to that. So as a Warlock, yes, you only have 4 spell slots, but at level 9, you have 4 5th level spell slots. So if you want to cast a first level spell, can I not cast it? No. Basically, all of your Warlock spells will be upcasted to a bare minimum at 5th level and 9th level. So if you're 3rd level Warlock, you can still cast your first level spells, but they are forced to be upcasted to 2nd level. Which, when we get into some of the builds for the Warlock, I think it'll be able to explain better, but make sure to drink water. Now you may be asking, okay, well, does the Warlock spells ever surpass 5th level? No. As a Warlock, the max amount of spells you'll get at 20th level 4 9th level spell slots. Now, you do get access to higher level spells, but those come in class features, which we'll get into later. So that basically explains the Warlock spellcasting. Oh, but they do use their Charisma modifier for their spellcasting, making them probably one of the best multi-classing classes ever. They run great with sorcerers, bards, paladins, heck, even fighters and barbarians in certain builds, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Next, the Warlocks get their Eldritch Invocations. In the study of occult lore, you have unearthed Eldritch Invocations, fragments of forbidden knowledge that imbue you with an abiding magic. At second level, you learn 2 Eldritch invocations of your choices. When you gain a certain Warlock level, you gain an additional invocation of your choice, as shown in the invocation zone column of the Warlock table. A level prerequisite refers to your level in this class. Additionally, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of your invocations and replace them with one you don't know. So now, Eldritch invocations are basically mini feats. Is the best way to explain it, but you have to get them. They're not optional like feats. With Eldritch invocations, you get 2, and these can range from being able to cast Levitate for free, or giving your Eldritch Blast your charisma damage on top of it. So Eldritch invocations can vary a lot, and as you can see from this massive list, there's a lot of Eldritch invocations. So many that I'm probably not going to cover every single Eldritch invocation because I'm not trying to spend 50 hours on one video. But there are a bunch of different Eldritch invocations, and they're all good on their own plane. Next we get Pact Booms. At third level, your Otherworld patron bestows a gift upon you for your lower service. You gain one of the following features: Pact of the Blade, Pact of Chain, Pact of Tome, Pact of Talisman. Those are the 4 official ones and the 4 ones I will be covering. First we got Pact of the Blade. Well, what I'm going to do is, since this is a whole lot of reading, I'm going to summarize it because I have read through the Pact of the Blade. Basically, the Pact of the Blade, you can bond yourself with one melee weapon. And while you can magically create it. So let's say you're going into a party where you're not allowed any weapons. If a fight breaks out, you can create a pack weapon in your hand and just summon it. No free, and also you are proficient with it, automatically proficient in it, and it is magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunities. So that's pretty good. But your packed weapon disappears if it is more than 5 feet away from you, or if you're not holding it for 1 minute or more. It also disappears if you try to summon it again, or if you die, or if you dissummon it. Okay. And now, another thing you can do is, you can actually make other magic weapons you find into your pack weapon if you take a short rest, where you do a little ritual that allows you to gain that ability. And also, you can just make it teleport into some other plane for storage, I guess. Basically, it allows you to summon your weapon, but this Pact of the Blade actually really matters when it comes to Eldritch invocations, because there's a bunch of invocations that buff your pact. Yes, invocations can buff the pact you pick. So next we get Pact of the Chain. You learn to find familiar spell and can cast it as a ritual. Ritual casting basically means you can cast it for free. The spell doesn't count against your number of spells known. When you cast a spell, you can choose one of the normal forms for your familiar, or one of the following special forms: Imp, Pseudo-Dragon, Quasit, or Sprite. Additionally, when you take the attack action, you can forgo one of your attacks to allow your familiar to make one attack with its reaction. So this feature at lower levels is really good, and even at higher levels, just being able to get an imp or pseudo dragon that can tank up some hits is very nice. And again, there's Eldritch invocations that do buff it. Next, we get Pact of the Tome. Your patron gives you a grimoire called Book of Shadows. When you gain this feature, choose 3 cantrips from any class spell list. The 3 needed to be from the same list. While the book is in your person, you can cast these cantrips at will. They don't count against numerous cantrips you know. If they don't appear on your Warlock spell list, they are nonetheless Warlock spells for you. If you lose your Book of Shadows, you must perform an hour-long ceremony to receive a replacement from your patron. This ceremony can be performed during a short or long rest, and it destroys the previous book. The book turns to ash when you die. Now finally, Pact of the Talisman. Your patron gives you an amulet, the talisman, that can aid the wearer when the need is great. When the wearer fails an ability check, they can add a d4 to the roll, potentially turning it into a success. The benefit can only be used a number of times equal to your proficiency bars, and all expended uses are restored when you finish a long rest. If you lose the talisman, again, 1 hour ceremony, you get it back. Now, all of these are good. In my opinion, the worst one is Pack of the Tone, because it's just 3 cantrips can be nice, but I never feel the urgency to pick. I mean, you could get something like Vicious Mockery, which is nice, but I never feel the urgency of I need more cantrips. I never really felt that urgency to like need more cantrips. Protect to the talisman, very strong. Pact to the chain, again strong. Pact to the blade, weaker, but it gets an amazing buff from Eldritch Invocations. Granted, Pact to the Tone may also get some really good buffs from Eldritch Invocations, but I haven't really done much research into that. So, maybe when I end this video, I'll read into it. Because I won't be covering Eldritch Invocations this video. I think I'll be covering which ones you should pick. And when I start going into the subclasses, it may be other builds, like some multi-class builds. But yeah. Next we got abilities for improvements. They get ones at 4, 8, 12, 16, and 9. Standard, everyone gets them. And now we get a new feature from Tasha's Conjure of Everything. Eldritch Versatility. When you reach a level in this class that grants an ability score improvement feature, you can do one of the following, representing a change of focus in your occult studies. Replace one cantrip you learn from this class's Pact Magic feature with another cantrip from Warlock spell list. Replace the option you chose for Pact Boon feature with one of the other options. If you're 12th level or higher, replace one spell of your Mystic Arcanum with another Warlock spell of the same level. If you make this change, you're ineligible for any Eldritch invocation. You also replace them now, choosing invocations for which you qualify. So this feature seems to just always have it. It doesn't have a spell requirement, so I guess this feature technically you get it at level 1, but it doesn't really it doesn't have a level, but I guess you do have it now. But now we have Mystic Arcanum, which is probably which is one of the better Warlock features. At 12th level, your patron bestows upon you magical secrets called Arcanum. Choose one 6th level spell from the Warlock spell list as this Arcanum. You can cast the Arcanum spell list without expending a spell slot. You must finish a long rest before you do so again. At higher levels, you gain more Warlock spells more Warlock spells of your choice that can be done in the same way. One 7th level at 13, one 8th at 15, and one 9th at 17. You gain all uses of Mystic Arcanum when you finish a long rest. So this is basically giving Warlocks the same spell casting a wizard gets. Because if you don't know, by 6th level, all 6th level and above spells can only be done once per long rest. So this is basically giving the Warlock that same feature, but it's not tied to their Pact Magic, so it's a lot better. Next, finally, the Capstone feature. Eldritch Master. At 20th level, you can draw upon your inner reserves of mystical power while entreating your patron to regain expended spell slots. You can spend 1 minute in training your patron for 8 to regain all expended spell slots for your Pact Magic feature. Once you regain spell slots with this feature, you must finish a long rest before you can do so again. Okay, so this is pretty good. I mean, just for 1 minute being allowed to gain back all your spell slots is nice. Because, I mean, usually I would recommend trying to draw out a combat, because if you can tell your DM's doing like back-to-back combats, I would see if you can try to draw it out for a minute, just so you can get all your spell slots. But overall, it is a good feature. By 20th level, I don't know exactly how I feel about it, because I feel like by then it's a little late. It's like, okay, now I can regain back all my spell slots. I don't think going 20 levels with a Warlock is worth that in reality. I think it's even better to like go freaking to go 19 levels of Warlock and then just do 1 level dip to Sorcerer. I feel like that's more worth it. But again, that's just my opinion. But now we're gonna do a little quick overview of all Eldritch invocations, not a fast one, just a quick one. Some of the ones that you most likely want to pick on every single build is something like Agonizing Blast. Basically, it can add your Charisma modifier to Eldritch Blast, which that is just good for many reasons. Armor Showers lets you cast Mage Armor completely for free. Some other good ones are... Wait, let me try to find them. Devil's Sight, being able to see in magical and non-magical darkness is very strong. Eldritch Mind, you have advantage on con saves for your concentration on a spell. This is very important for certain builds that like to abuse Devil's Sight. Eldritch Sight, this is also pretty nice. Eldritch Smite, this is more of a feature. I feel like this is kind of a little, not very strong, but Eldritch Spear, another one. Eyes of the Runekeeper can be strong. Really depends on what type of build you're planning on. And also, Grasp of Hadar, being able to move people around can be very strong for certain builds. Improved Pact Weapon allows you to get a plus 1 to damage rolls on your Pact Weapon if they don't have it. And also, you can use any ranged weapons except for hand crossbows. How weird. For your Pact of the Blade feature. And Life Drinker, being able to take extra necrotic damage equal to your charisma modifier every time you hit someone. Really good. Maddening Hex is also a pretty strong feature. Being able to do extra psychic damage to just creatures around you equal to, yes, again, strong feature. Ask how many faces I've seen people use it a lot and actually get some really good results with it. But there's one Relentless Hex is good. Repelling Blast, good. There's just so many good. Oh, Thirsting Blade here. You can attack with your pack weapon twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action. This is extremely important for a certain packed subclass, I guess you could say. That, yeah, a lot of people definitely will be taking. But now, let's look at the spell list. What type of spells do Warlocks get, and what are some must-take or must-have spells? First, for cantrips, I think one that everyone should be taking, no matter what build. If you're taking levels into Warlock and you have a good charisma, you have zero excuse to not take Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast is so good that people recommend taking feats, just to get Eldritch Blast. Because basically, if you don't know, Eldritch Blast allows you to do extra attacks at higher levels. So basically, you'll be doing the same amount of attacks as a fighter will without what. Granted, if they didn't use action surge, you're screwed. But also, this scales no matter what level. Just any this scales with your player level, not your Warlock level. So this makes Warlock, if you're a sorcerer, so you can go 1 level, 2 level dip into Warlock, maybe even 3, is amazing. Yeah, you're like halting your spell progression, but you're getting such a damn good cantrip that it doesn't even matter. Now, some other good cantrips are, Green Flame Blade for a certain build that is very popular, and Throw the Dead, and Great Bonfire, Chill Touch, a lot of good spells here, but, we're going to the level 1 spells. Now, Hex. This is a spell that every Warlock should take. What Hex does is basically, as a bonus action, you can make a creature um, take an extra d6 damage when you hit them with anything. So if you hit them with an attack, an extra d6 melee, and it stacks with Eldritch Blast. So this can make Eldritch Blast do a ton of damage. Also, the target has disadvantage on the ability checks made if you choose them. And also, if the guy you have Eldritch Blast on dies, you can move it as bonus action. So then you don't have to recast it. Another good one is Hellish Rebuke. At earlier lows, being able to dish out 2d10 fire damage is very strong. And also, this scales like all Warlock spells. So it's another good one. Witch Bolt, being able as an action to just keep up consistent 1d12 lightning damage is pretty strong. And any other good ones? Arms of Hadar and Armor of Agathis are both ones you probably could get some nice use around. Some Warlocks pick it, but overall they're not too good to the point where I'd recommend picking it. But, if you do pick it up, it's not the worst thing. Another one, Darkness. The Warlocks get Darkness. If you pair Darkness up, you don't even have to be like an Eldritch Blast. You don't even have to be a Hexblade Warlock. You can be an Eldritch Blast thrower and still throw Darkness on yourself and just start chucking out Eldritch Blast. It's still very strong. Again, Cloud of Daggers. With the amount of control you have over the battlefield, if you make your Eldritch Blast just throw people around, this Cloud of Daggers can become a spell that does the most damage out of any spell in the game. Flock of Familiars, again, just a good spell. Being able to get just a bunch of Familiars. Granted, it is weaker, but you can summon 3 Familiars. So you can have so basically this can be a really good distraction, in my opinion. Also, Hold Person is it's Hold Person. Allowing your martial characters to just auto crit on everything is beyond broken. Invisibility. I don't even have to state why invisibility is good. Come on. Misty Step, again, amazing. Just being a teleportation, good. Shadow Blade, another good one. Shatter, another good one. Shadow Blade giving you 2d8 damage, just good. Even the Warlock spell list is very strong. Now at third level, the Warlocks they get counter spell. They get dispel magic, too strong. They get fly. They get gaseous form. They get hunger of Hadar. They get hypnotic pattern. They just they get remove curse, spirit shroud. They get a bunch of summon spells, and they get thunderstep. Which thunderstep, I've seen Sebastian grow use it masterfully, and overall it's still a good thing. Now fourth level they get banishment, charm monster, dimension door. Ooh, this good spells. They get again more summon stuff, so you can summon a bunch of other creatures. At fifth level, they get hold monster, which is pretty good. But teleportation circle, wall of light, those can be nice. Hold monster is the real big one. At sixth level, they get some conjure. They can create undead, which that can be mental prison, scatter, soul cage. I mean, true seeing can be nice. Mass suggestion can be nice. Again, nice spells. 9th level. They have Finger of Death, which can be nice. Plane Shift, ooh. Powered Pain. Force Cage, ooh. Good spells. Dominate Monster, good spell. Powered Stun, good spell. 9th level. Astral Projection, Gate. They get Powered Kill. True Polymorph. They get a ton of good spells. So overall, some final thoughts for the Warlock. The Warlock is probably one of the most busted classes in the game. There's not much to say. If you want to play a spellcaster but don't want to fully be a spellcaster, I think the Warlock is great for introducing players to spellcasters. Now for some good multi-classing recommendations. Again, in a general sense, like no matter what you do, sorry, I did something. Paladin, good. Sorcerers, good. And then bards will also do you a favor. Overall, Warlock is a very strong class. Probably one of the strongest class in my opinion. I think it's not the strongest, but it's definitely not the weakest. It's probably better than Fighter in my opinion. Better than Druid. Better than Cleric. Better than Rogue, honestly. I think it's better than Ranger. I don't think it's better than Sorcerer. Honestly, I think it is kind of. I think it's better than Wizard. Well, it depends. I think the Warlock is very strong. Overall, I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10 in a general sense. But now, some subclass videos will be coming out soon, so make sure you guys look out for those. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's all for me, O219, signing out. Peace!